As promised, I am coming to you with another Ozempic video. This time we're going to be talking about how Ozempic causes binge eating. We got to talk about this one, y'all. Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you've been around here a while. I'm Kendra, this is Kendra Creates. This is my space for sharing my weight loss journey with you. Hopefully I can help you out along the way if you're on a weight loss journey. Also, I do commentary on a number of topics, including Ozempic. All kinds of health, weight loss, fitness, wellness related stuff. And you'll learn about me along the way. So if that stuff sounds good to you, then make sure you are subscribed to my channel. What are you waiting on? Click that subscribe button. Okay. So you guys, I know I've talked your ear off to death about Ozempic, but I promised you I had another celebrity story to give y'all. So today we are going to be talking about Remi Bader. She is like a popular TikTok person or something, social media person, as well as like a plus size fashion model person or whatever. And she took Ozempic. Okay, so she was recently on a podcast. What was the name of the podcast? Not Fat But Not Skinny or whatever. She was on a podcast and she talked a little bit about her experience with Ozempic and coming off of Ozempic. And once again, y'all, feeding that negativity into the media, and these are the talking points that people are getting, and these are the impressions that people are getting of the medication, and I'm not here for it. So of course I want to talk about it and hopefully dispel some of this information and perhaps give you a different opinion of things. So yeah, let's roll that clip.
I've been talking about Ozempic lately.
I know you have. You know, I was on that before it was trending.
So I wanted to ask you about it. When you talk about anything to do with weight, people like can't handle it. And it's almost like
it's their own insecurity.
Right.
No, but I get it. Like, I get triggered by so many things with weight. Now it's considered this trendy drug that is just looking at as negative. And I'm like, but what about all the people that like need it?
You were offered it not for vanity. You were offered it because your doctor.
It was brand new, just got FDA approved. No one knew about it. I was so scared. You know, if you once later got into the bad binging and went off it, and I saw a doctor and they were like, it's 100% because you went on Ozempic.
So it doesn't work when you get off of it.
I gained double the weight back after.
Okay, so that was just a short little clip. And of course I did my research offline to learn a little bit more about Remi and her taking the drug and all of this and all of that. So she says she began taking it under her doctor's orders, basically. And so in some other information that I found out, she is pre-diabetic and also insulin resistant, okay? So she has some hormonal issues going on. And then she's also pre-diabetic. So she's one step outside of the door of diabetes, okay? So this is the reason why her doctor prescribed the medication. And I did appreciate in the clip when she was talking to the podcast host about the fact that, you know, it's trendy now and, you know, everybody's taking it and everything, and people are taking it and they don't really need it. And she's like, okay, so what about all the people that do need it? So I'm assuming she was meaning for people that suffer from these types of, you know, weight-related conditions. But she could have been meaning it for diabetics. I don't know. She didn't specify. So she said she began taking it in 2020. And she said that previously, that when she took it, it was first, like it had just been FDA approved. And so I wanted to talk about that because if she took it in 2020, it was FDA approved in 2017. So it had been on the market a while before she took it. So it may have just become available to her doctor's knowledge, or maybe it have just become available in her area, or maybe they were just finding out about it. I don't know, but it had been on the market a while. And so I think this is where a lot of misinformation comes into play, because people like automatically assume that Ozempic has just popped up within like the last year. And that's just not true. Like, it's just not true. If you Google search it, you can find out when it was FDA approved. So it's been on the market a while. And then I'd also like to talk about FDA approval. you have to go through years of clinical trials before a drug gets FDA approved. So even when it's FDA approved, it has gone through trials of many, many people. Even before it gets to people, it's tested on animals. So you have years and years of research before it's even approved by the FDA. So it's quite a process. It's quite an undertaking. And so if you think about the drug being FDA approved in the year 2017, right now it is the year 2023. So it's been FDA approved for 6 years, and it was clinically researched several years before that. So we do have several years of data on Ozempic or semaglutide, but we have even more years of data on the GLP-1 drugs in general, because they first came out around the early 2000s. So they've been out quite a while. So I just wanted to clear that first point up. Okay, and then she talks about when she got off the drug. Okay, so she made a statement, I'm not sure if it was in the clip I showed you or something else that I watched, that she didn't want to be obsessed with taking the drug. So this is the reason why she got off of it. Wrong answer. I feel like her doctor should have, educated her more on the drug, on her weight-related conditions, on her medical history, for her to understand exactly what her health conditions are, how this drug can be used as a treatment, and then that treatment should be lifelong, honestly. So let's talk a little bit about that. I'm not going to get into the specific sciencey portions because I'm no doctor, I'm no scientist, I'm no medical researcher, so I really can't explain all of that. So I'm going to do it like in layman's terms, right? So this drug affects your hormone leptin, which is called your hunger hormone. And we all have it, okay? And it also affects the brain centers. So while you eat, well, before you eat, you're hungry, right? So you eat and then you don't feel hungry anymore. But some people, they don't have that right triggering in the brain. So even when they do eat, they still feel a little bit more hunger than other people. So this is where part of the drug comes in. It affects those centers in the brain so that your brain says, hey, you need to stop right now. And so you stop and you're like, oh, okay, I'm full. I feel full, even though I really didn't eat that much. So it helps you get full faster. It also helps you stay full longer because it slows gastric emptying. So the food that you did have, it's still sitting there in your tummy and you're still full. So this is what helps you not eat as much and you lose weight. So if you are suffering from hormonal issues, such as she is, then this drug would be good for you, right? Now, once you stop taking the drug, you have nothing to help with those hormonal issues. You have nothing to help with the brain centers in your brain. So of course, you are probably going to eat more because your body is telling you that you're hungry. And then it was so funny because the podcast host was like, so this doesn't work when you stop taking it? No, it doesn't. I find that a lot of people are hesitant to continue taking the drug. And the only reason that I can think that is because they don't think obesity is a real disease. Because any other disease that you have, or any other problem that you have, or any other issue that you have where you take medication, you take the medication. Like, I don't understand why people are so hesitant against taking something that really can treat their medical condition, And she's pre-diabetic, which meaning she is knocking on diabetes doorstep. And Ozempic is technically a diabetes drug. So, girl might wind up taking Ozempic again if she gets diabetes. But I hope for her that she can resolve her issues before it's too late. And so let's talk about her issues. She talked a little bit about when she got off the drug, she binged real bad. And her doctor said it was because of the Ozempic. And so let me tell you guys, Ozempic does not make you binge, like when you get off of it. It's no rebound Ozempic. It's not like the Ozempic is gone. That's not how Ozempic works. And that's not how not taking the drug works. So her doctor was very ignorant and irresponsible in telling her that. And, I 100% believe he told her that. He, she, whoever. I 100% believe they told her that. And the reason why I believe that is because doctors are very ill-informed. They are very ill-informed. A lot of them do not view obesity as a disease. They are not obesity researchers. They are not geneticists. If you're interested in learning more about the genetic markers for obesity, I highly, highly, highly recommend a geneticist. His name is, oh my God, and I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm going to put it on the screen. Giles Yao. Dr. Yao is a doctor at Cambridge. He's a geneticist by trade, and he's done lots and lots of research on the actual reasons why we respond the way we respond to food, and why a lot of people are obese, and what matters in the way we eat, and just things like that. And he has just a wonderful body of work. And so it has made me understand a lot more about obesity. And it's not like a curse, like you're destined to be obese, but there's a certain predisposition that obese people have. And it's towards food, and it's towards genetics. And you have to think about, originally, like evolution, we didn't have an abundance of food. So our bodies are now in a situation in which we really weren't prepared for, because we used to be like hunters and gatherers, and we would have to source our food, and it would take a long time. And our bodies adapted for that type of environment. And now we're in a different type of environment. Some people's bodies adapt very well, and then some people's bodies don't. But we're not going to talk about all that. We're talking about the binging situation. And from the information that I, saw online or whatever, is that she has binge eating disorder. And so she was binging before she got on the medication. And so I just want to be upfront and clear about this. GLP-1 drugs are not made to treat binge eating disorder. They are not made to treat people that binge. Now, some people do find that the drugs are helpful for their binges and things like that, but it's not made to treat that. So if you have binge eating disorder, you can expect to continue to binge. Of course, you're probably not going to do that in the very beginning, because a lot of people don't have an appetite. But once appetite suppression wears off, or maybe some people don't even get that, then throw in some horrible situations and not so good coping mechanisms, and you're probably going to binge. And so after she got off the medication, of course, her brain is back to normal. So she has less full signals going on. Okay, you have to think about that. Her leptin hormone is not being controlled at this point in time. So she's probably even more hungry, right? So what is she going to do? She's going to eat. And she's probably not eating healthy. And she said it herself. She binged on a lot of foods. So I'm pretty sure she wasn't binging on broccoli, chicken, and rice. So what do you think is going to happen? She says that she gained double the weight. So was it Ozempic's fault that she gained double the weight? I don't think so at all. And so I think this is where we have the wrong impression of what this drug is supposed to do. I really hate that she talked about it in this way, because it just adds fuel to the fire. Ozempic doesn't work. You see, as soon as you get off the drug, you're going to gain the weight back. But think about this. Most people that go on diets, what do? After they get off the diet, they gain the weight back. That is with any weight loss situation. Most people gain the weight back. And it is usually because they fell into their old lifestyle, they fell into their old habits, they're not exercising, or maybe when they were on that diet, they didn't learn proper nutrition. They were on some fad type diet, basically a starvation diet, or they cut out entire food groups, keto. And now they're eating normally and they don't know how to cope. So you're going to gain weight, and then they're like, oh, I'm gaining weight, or maybe they don't even notice it. And they're like, whatever, I'm just going to eat what I want because I'm just destined to be fat. That's usually what happens. And then also in her situation, she did not have the control that she needed. She didn't have the help that she needed. And so if you think of obesity as a disease and you think of a GLP-1 drug being medication that you need this. You need this help. Now, some people go off the medication and they're fine. But most people gain the weight back. Research says about 2/3 people gain the weight back. And it happens really on any diet. People gain the weight back. So I don't think it's Ozempic's fault that she gained the weight back. And I think that Ozempic did what it was supposed to do. She said that she had help with her hunger. She said that she ate less. She lost weight. So the drug did what it was supposed to do, I'm assuming. And I feel like she would still have success if she still took the drug. But she decided to get off. That was a large factor of her gaining the weight back. And then she also had, I'm assuming, an untreated binge eating disorder. And so I did see online that she went for an outpatient program this year, I believe. And so I'm assuming she's getting help. I don't know. I don't keep up with her. So I can't say if she's getting help or she got help or whatever. But I do wish her well, and I do hope she gets the help that she gets. And then I also hope that we can change this narrative of what obesity is and how we treat it. Because people are having the wrong impression of these GLP-1 drugs. Even the people that take them, obviously, from the things that she said. The drug is meant to help, and obesity is a serious condition. And I just want to say that these drugs do not automatically make you lose weight. There is a part that you have to do in taking these medications. You do have to learn coping mechanisms if you do have BED, right? If you got BED, you need to work with a therapist and other medical professionals to get that under control. You do. You just do. If you don't know proper nutrition and you've been eating crazy all your life and nobody ever taught you, you need to work with a registered dietitian to help you get that situation under control. If you've never worked out a day in your life, like, you don't have to go in the gym and bench press and lift 1,000,000 pounds. Just go outside and walk. And if it's too cold or rainy or whatever, just go to the grocery store and walk around the grocery store, or go to the mall and walk around the mall. That's a good start for anybody. And if you can't walk, there are chair exercises that you can do. You can sit down and you can lift your arms up and things like that. Also, you can just take more steps throughout the day if you work a sedentary job. So these are some small things that people can do to help them be successful, because we still can't skirt around the law of thermodynamics. At the end of the day, it's still calories in versus calories out. And we do have to be on a reduced calorie program, whether that is with reduced calories from eating and or increased calorie burn from physical activity. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I think people have a lot of the wrong impression of what the drug is, what it does, and how it affects you. And I hope that you have been educated/entertained by this video as well. If you have, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Okay. And if you want to see more videos like that, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you continue spreading kindness in a world full of hate. And I will see you on the next time. Bye-bye.